So I have been seeing these dried flower arrangements. They are arrangements in glass cloches for years. I saw them last year at Terrain, which is a garden store by the Anthropology brand. I saw them this fall at Longwood Garden Centers. And if you watch Joanne Gaines with Magnolia, she recently has done several of these. So I decided I wanted to join the party. I had some dried flowers and decided I wanted to give it a try. So today I have this large, beautiful glass cloche that I got on Amazon. I will include the link to it. And I have some smaller ones that I'm going to unbox in just a minute. I have a ton of dried flowers that I've collected that are from my garden, as well as some that I had ordered for another project. And I think they're the right size for this project. So I've got just a mix of things: hydrangeas, celosia, mums, straw flowers, which are perfect. So lots of things. So let's get started. What I'm going to do is tell you some of my learnings, because I didn't watch any YouTube videos before I got started. I kind of just jumped right in, head first. So I did learn a few things as I went, and you may find it helpful. All right, so for the base, you do need something that your flowers can be put into in order for them, of course, to stand upright. And I thought I was going to be really smart and recycle the styrofoam that came in the container. And I think it generally was a good idea, of course, to recycle the contents. But I made a couple mistakes that you're probably going to think about as I go. So while recycling this was a good idea, I ended up making it too large. So I made it the size of the base. And what you want to do, as I learned, is make it smaller so that you can cover the edges and make sure that it's not visible once you finish. So that was kind of lesson number one. I'll tell you about several more lessons as we go along, but I'm going to go ahead and cut this out. So some ideas that I have figured out for a base: you could use a eco-friendly floral foam. There are eco-friendlies out there. You don't want to buy new floral foam. If you have some old laying around, you can use it. It's really bad for us as humans and for the environment. So if you have styrofoam from packaging, recycle it. You might as well use that. So that's what I did in this instance. I think you could also use some type of putty, or if you have a flower frog, one of those pincushion frogs that you don't mind using for as long as you have the container, you could also use one of those. All right, so I had my base. Now again, it's a little large, so that was my learning. So you do want to make it a little bit smaller. And then you're just going to need to think about the height as you place your flowers. Now, I wanted these cloches to be filled to the brim with dried flowers. Some of the containers I've seen in other places have maybe 3 or 4 stems where you really can see the shape and the form of the dried flower. And I think those are beautiful. But in my case, the flowers alone didn't really stand out as beautiful as I think they did all together. So I decided to make one of the cloches where it's really filled with flowers. So I'm just going to start placing them around. Now, my suggestion for this would be to do it almost like you would do a bouquet in a container. So you're going to think about layering your height, alternating your colors. So I have lower elements, taller elements. You want it to have all that interest. So if you like making flower arrangements, this is very similar, but you're just kind of placing the flowers one at a time. Now you want to do things lower because of course you need to cover your base. So you want to think about that as you go. All right, I'm going to keep working on this one, and then I'm going to tell you how I covered the base and what my learnings were, and then we're going to do a couple more together. So I got all the flowers placed and I loved it. So to cover the bottom, I decided to add some moss, and I thought that would just be really pretty. So I'm just placing some of that around the bottom. But then I very quickly realized the problem I was going to have is some of the styrofoam was going to show. Now, I could have tried to slice it in half even more, but I decided what I would do is just cover the sides with moss. Now, I didn't want to get out the hot glue gun and all that mess, so I just decided to kind of place it around, and luckily this moss stays in place. But this was my big learning. While it looks beautiful, it was a beast to get the top on. I almost thought I was going to have to redo the entire thing. So learn from me, word to the wise, start your flower arrangement a couple inches inside and make sure then that you can cover your base. Now, what I would recommend is you cover your base before you get started, which is what I'm going to do in the next two containers that I'm going to create. But I do think the arrangement overall turned out beautiful. I actually went out into the garden and added some blue evergreen to it, which will dry beautiful, just to give it a little bit kind of more sparkle. So I thought that was really pretty. You do want to think about your color mix. So I like it with some pops of extra color. So I've got the yellow, I've got the blue, and you can see I am really jamming this thing on. It's not going anywhere. But really big lesson. I was so frustrated with myself, but I saved the day. I am very determined. So we got it on and it just turned out beautiful. Now you can see some spots of white there. I did lift it and fix it. So in the final outcome, you'll get to see it's all beautiful and covered. So when I ordered the large one, I also ordered two smaller, kind of skinny shaped cloches. And they are, of course, easier to work with. They don't hold as many flowers and they have a beautiful wood base. So if you're just getting started, and these were not very expensive, that would be a good place to start. Or if you were going to do these at a shower or a party, I think it could be a lot of fun. So now you can see I'm using that styrofoam to recycle it, but I'm going to make sure that my base is going to fit. Now, I've seen people glue the base to the container. If you were selling it, I would recommend that. But I want to be able to take these out and maybe change the base, so I did not glue it. I just went ahead. Now, my second learning outside the base was if you have a smaller container, you have to really think about the width of your flowers. And again, it really can't hold too many flowers. So you have to, of course, layer them. But as you can see, I've got a pretty big hydrangea there. So my little container got pretty full. So if you are more of a maximalist like me, you may see that that's a challenge. You just need to be able to fit that glass cloche over the top. So I would encourage you to start smaller. You can always add. Now I have this little circle cloche that I got actually at a vintage store. I don't think it's vintage, but it's a metal stand with a glass top. It may have been actually used for like cheese or appetizers, but I decided to fill it with moss and styrofoam and make a sweet little cloche for my table. So I've got this one and I used all my learnings to make sure that it would fit and to make sure that it was just beautiful and all the base was covered. Now, the last one that I'm making, I actually picked up these dried flowers and kind of wood flowers, I think is what they call them. They're made out of maybe wood shavings. I picked those up actually at Trader Joe's. If you have a Trader Joe's near you, they get these packages in. I think they're like $12. And this one was in shades of blue. And so I made this one for my mom so that she could enjoy it all winter season. It has gorgeous dried flowers, the blue eucalyptus, and some pine cones. So I'm going to put this one together and then I will clean up and show you all of them in their beauty before they go to their resting spot in the house and at my mom's. everything cleaned up, and overall, I am thrilled with these. Yes, I had some learnings. I made a big mess, but that's the fun of it. Sometimes you just have to dive in. Now, the large container, I decided I did not like the wreath around it. I thought I would, and it was going to be my table centerpiece, but I'll show you in just a minute what I decided to do with it. It is stunning. And then the little small ones I have tucked in around the house. My mom loves her winter one, and it is definitely going to last her. And then maybe I can make her one for spring or summer. So overall, I think it was a great project. It was a great thing to use some of my extra dried flowers for. And here's an image of up in the right corner, you'll see on the shelf. That's where the little cloche is for right now. But after the holidays, I'm going to probably put it in a more prominent spot because that one turned out really beautiful. Now the large one is right here on my little buffet table in the dining room. And it has some poinsettias around it. It's right there in the back. It just turned out beautiful, and it really looks better without anything around it. So overall, I'm really pleased with the project. If you have questions, let me know in the comments. I'll include all the links to the materials, and thanks for watching.